We took the box. Hop in. We're finishing the boat today. I think about that Family Guy bit too often. Tyler does too. We quote it. It's been 20 years and we still quote that bitch today. You know what else? I didn't even bother to put any earbuds in or headphones on. I'm just sitting here, not able to hear anything. Hang on a minute. Power on. Well, I had a brain fart moment today. No, but it's not going to let me hear it now. I don't know how to fix this problem. I don't know how to fix this problem. Shut up, me. I have to relaunch the game. Yeah, I've noticed that anytime that I launch a game, before I turn on any earbuds or headphones, won't be able to hear the game. Don't know why. It's the stupidest fucking thing in the world. Now I hear it. Uh. Okay. As I was saying. As I was saying. Yeah, we still quote that to this day. The Family Guy bit where Peter chose the surprise box instead of the boat, while everybody else chose the boat. And Lois is rightfully so pissed. I need a wider spray. There we go. Mm-hmm. Let's see. The birds in this game are, and I hate to say this because I love birds so much, highly annoying. Remember when we were in the desert and they just wouldn't shut up? Now we're out here trying to wash this boat by the ocean and the seagulls won't shut up. Okay, this is going to be one of those situations where the hull is so corroded. I hear myself. I hear myself. Wait a minute. Why are you unmuted? You're not supposed to be unmuted. Fuck off. I'll close the whole goddamn web browser. Bitch. I don't know what I pressed. Hmm. Yeah. Also, I have a sty in my eye. And it's been sore to the touch for the past few days. But I got some ointment last night to put in it. And now it's still slightly, ever so slightly sore to the touch, but not like it was. I can tell it's on the mend, but goddamn, is it itchy as shit. She's so itchy. I've never had a sty before. It's my first one. I don't know how I made it my 40s without having one, but there it is. I hate to just sit here and spam the hint system instead of just washing it naturally, but I don't know any other way because it's not going to do right if I don't. It's going to be a butthole. Dry finger butthole. I don't remember where that came from, but I remember hearing about it. I want to say I was watching a YouTube channel where they kept saying it, and now Tyler's been saying it recently. All right, it may have been on Twitch. I can't remember. I heard another content creator somewhere say it. You know, now it's living rent free in my head, and I don't know why. I guess because butts are funny. So it's been a week or two now of streaming over here on the Kick, and I've seen absolutely no difference between streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. Still not getting any followers. Still not getting anybody talking in chat. Still don't know what it is I'm doing wrong. Unless I'm just too ugly for people. Or maybe I'm too fat. I don't know. I don't know. I don't get it. I always bring up the same complaints every time. And that's like, even the most douchebag of people have followers, and I just don't understand why I don't. I felt cursed. At this point, I'm starting to think maybe it's a mummy's curse or something. Did I disturb a tomb? Something's up. Something's off. I know that much. Something's wrong. Something ain't right. I also forgot. Also what to open the app that I can see. I can see chat through Streamlabs, but see, I've been thinking about trying to do the multi-streaming thing, but Streamlabs paywalls it behind an extremely high paywall. I mean, if it were just a few dollars a month, I would probably just pay it, but they want a ton of money, and I'm just like, no, fuck off. Every goddamn body is asking for subscriptions these days, and I'm having none of it. For a TV show, for Discord, for online stuff, no, nobody's getting a dime from me. But if I use just regular OBS, I can do it for free by putting in or installing an extension. But then I got to relearn OBS. It looks a little more complicated than I remember. Are we really going to do this? Where I can't reach? Lord. That is really annoying. It is not washing off easy. What if I do now? If I do that, then switch to that. Uh, Jesus Christ. Now I'm officially annoyed. Like the game now has gone into annoying territory where like this stuff just ain't coming off easy. And I don't know what tool to use. Oh yeah, the anchor. I did that thing that I always do where I bite off more than I can chew by starting too many games at once. And I think that I'm going to start concentrating every day on streaming longer. I've also kind of slipped back into staying up all night, which I want to nip that in the bud before it gets too out of control. Night, I'm going to try to go to bed early. I've noticed that when I'm up days, I'm way more productive than I am up nights. And the funny thing is there's no difference in availability of time. It's the same amount of time for me regardless. The same amount of hours pass whether I'm up during up days or nights. That's irrelevant. But for whatever reason in my psyche, it's like, okay, it's nighttime. There's no rush. You don't really have to be as productive. You can kind of chill and relax, maybe watch a movie, get caught up on TV. But during the day, I feel like I'm in work mode. I want to get up and move and do everything. Do 1,000 chores, run around town, go walk and exercise, play games and stream. I'm definitely way more productive during the day. And I think it's just my brain. I think it's kind of that way for most people. You just, for whatever reason, you feel more productive during the day. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Instead of worrying about hitting that and trying to stress over every little tiny speck, I'm just going to focus on cleaning the visible dirt first, and then we'll come back in and fine tune later. I feel like that would be a lot less teeth grindy, just doing it this way. Just get the visible dirt that I can see without using the hint system. Boom. I've got to figure out how to reach those parts up there. You know what we could do? And I feel like this would probably be a waste of money, but it's, desperate times call for desperate measures. I've done this in the past. You could pay YouTube to advertise for you. Like the algorithm does what it does, but you can actually pay to enhance it. I think I've done it twice over the years, giving them like $5, $10, however much it costs, and then they kind of promote your stuff harder. But I have noticed that the issue doesn't really seem to be lack of eyeballs. I definitely think that people are seeing my channel, they're just not engaging with it for whatever reason. And I think that's the hardest part for me, is like not knowing why. Because when you don't know why, you can't fix what you don't know is broken. Also, I have noticed lately that I've started to become a little bit more grumpy again. Um, Kind of, I guess Power Wash Simulator's playthrough kind of turned into somewhat of a podcast where I just kind of sit down and open up. I get real deep, real personal. I talk, I come on and talk about my own personal life, my mental health. I talk about politics, whatever else is going on. So it low key kind of became podcast territory, which I didn't really mean for it to. But I have noticed that I've kind of slowly been slipping back into complete gumpy Gruss territory. My dad called me a grumpy old man the other day, and that really kind of got that stuck with me. That stuck with me. And from my point of view, through my eyes, a lot of my grumpiness is born out of agitation from other people not doing what they're supposed to do. That makes sense? Like, everybody's just constantly being a douche canoe, and nobody has any kind of morality anymore, any sense of wrong or right. And it leads me to be frustrated with people. And then it leads me to get on here and bitch. I already cut out political news out of my life and world news. I might have to go a little bit further just to kind of try and calm myself down. And like, maybe I'm just not somebody who can participate fully in the real world. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm one of those all or nothing kind of personalities where it's like I can't accept reality the way that it is. I need it to be wrapped in a neat little veil of happy go lucky. I don't know. I don't know. That's just a denial of how things are if I do that. But I am kind of worried that one of the things that's off putting about my videos is the grumpiness, because I know that I wouldn't want to sit here and watch an entire YouTube channel where the streamer just bitches the whole time. So I can't really expect other people to do it. And I've had 2 people in the past week call me out for being like complaining and grumpy and agitated. And it's like, okay, one person mentioning it, that's something. 2 people mentioning it, I need to reel it in. So it's frustrating though. It really is frustrating because and I've said this 1,000 times on my videos. I expect the bare minimum out of people. I expect people to be, bare minimum decent human beings, and nobody is. Nobody is. Nobody wants to do their job. Nobody wants to be kind to one another. Nobody, it's everywhere I look is some asshat doing something wrong. And it's very frustrating to me. Very, very frustrating to me. It's why I thought, might I be on the autism spectrum? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think I am, but you never know. I could be. Could very well be. Because most people aren't bothered by it to the degree that I'm bothered by it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm extremely bothered by everybody's behavior on a near daily basis. And I don't think it's normal to be that obsessed with other people's behavior. So I don't know. It's possible. I might very well be. I might very well be. It would explain a lot. It would explain a great deal. I have tried over the years to be a functioning member of society. You know, I had a lot of issues with that when I was a kid in school, preteen in school, teen in school. School was extremely difficult for me. Um, the social aspects were always very difficult. And then I've always kept my circle small. And the biggest my friend circle ever was probably in my 30s, in the 20 teens. And I had constant issues, or common denominator right here, but yeah, upon further reflection, I'm probably on the spectrum. I don't know. The level of trouble I have socially, I wouldn't fucking doubt it whatsoever. Um, Down here, take a look. Okay, yeah, there's gonna be dirt on the bottom of this too. But that's just something that I'm, learning about recently because I don't know anything about autism. I really don't. When you think autism, everybody thinks of like the most extreme cases. Nobody thinks about people who are just barely on the spectrum and might have a light case of it. And I could be very ignorant. I could be very wrong about everything that's coming out of my mouth. Again, I don't know anything about it, really. I might be explaining it all wrong. I don't know. I just know that when somebody is perpetually angry all the time and you ask them why, and it's like, well, nobody's doing what they're supposed to do. That's a very first grader view of the world. Like, you're still a child learning morality at that point. You know what I mean? You're very ignorant of how the real world works. The ebbs, the flows, the gray areas of reality. All of that is a concept you've not begun to learn when you're that young. And even though I'm a grown ass man and I understand that exists, for whatever reason, my brain just won't accept it. And it's like, okay, it's got to be all or nothing. I at least people, I need it. I at least need people to be doing their job, the bare minimum, and nobody ever does. Everybody just kind of does whatever they want, whenever they want, and it's like ask for forgiveness later. I don't bother asking for permission now, and it's a very frustrating reality in which we live. Very frustrating. Um, and I think that might be where a lot of my bitching, moaning, complaining comes from on a regular basis. It's just, you know. So I guess the next question is, how do I get around that? Because obviously it's not good for your health. It's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your physical health to just always be upsetty spaghetti. How do you get around that? Well, if I knew, we wouldn't be here having this conversation, if I'm being completely honest. If I knew, I'd have done it a long time ago. But it is something I've been thinking about yesterday and today. And I might just, one of the options is to just regress fully, go all in. Because, like, when I'm on the internet and I see people who have a wall of Funko Pops, action figures, My Little Ponies, whatever it might be, I kind of shake my head and I'm like, grow up. But then I'm also thinking, well, you're a judgy son of a fucking bitch. You got dinosaurs in the background and gaming memorabilia too, you hypocrite piece of shit. So then I'm very critical of myself too. But my brain likes to try and justify it by saying, well, I might have a few little whatnots here and there, but my entire room in existence isn't video games and toys and whatever. So my brain tries to do a little gatekeeping and it tries to say, well, I'm not like them. And then I realize that I'm the one not doing what you're supposed to do. I'm the one being a douche canoe at that point. I wore a lot in my head with myself and people that don't even know I exist. It's like hypothetical people. It's very frustrating in my head. Very, very frustrating. I'm just upset all the time. I'm surprised my heart hasn't popped yet. Um, but yeah, I that's a stress I worry about too, because sometimes I'll see a YouTube channel that'll make fun of like nerd culture, or somebody will say something about growing up and acting your age. Like anytime that a new video game or console or anything gets released and there's a line around the block at the store, people will shake their head and start with their judgments like, if all these grown ass, I bet all these grown ass people don't have a job or contribute to society, standing in line for 2 days at a time just to get that new Nintendo console or Xbox console or whatever. Oh, I bet they're fat, cliched, video game nerds. I bet they all smell. I bet they haven't bathed in a month. Like, I will hear that and I'll think, yeah, those are valid criticisms because they are very much, realistic cliches. And then I try to separate myself from those people and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not like that. I shower every single day. I keep a clean living space, a clean home. I don't just throw trash down. I don't sit at my gaming station and refuse to get up and go pee and pee in a jar or a bucket or whatever the hell they use. I don't have a ton of like My Little Pony stuff. I don't even like that show. Like my brain is very cautious about trying to separate the level of nerd I am and the level of nerd that people get made fun of. I don't know why it does that, but it does that. And I don't know. I think I might just be socially broken at the end of the day. But I am afraid of regressing into being one of those people. You know what I mean? Um, my cousin was into football, but I don't think it was his entire American football. I don't think it was his entire existence. But he passed away early in life. He passed away in his 30s or early 40s or something like that. He was older than me. And when he passed away, they had like uh, football esque funeral, kinda. Not really, but kinda. Um, my aunt was like, everybody just wear uh, his favorite football team sweaters or jerseys or whatever. You know, very, very rednecky Southern kind of white trash situation. And there I go judging again because I'm a piece of shit. Um, that was an epiphany for me. And I was like, if I die tomorrow, what are people going to do for me? Are they going to show up wearing Pokemon shirts or Jurassic Park shirts? Is that all I'm going to be known for in this world? Is like the various media franchises that I was into? That broke me. I was like, oh my God. An entire human existence boiled down to just their pastimes and hobbies. And it's not new. It's definitely not a new thing to nerd culture. People do that for people who are like well known for their hobby. It could be an old man who loved to go fishing all the time. It could be like a white collar workaday Joe like Fred Flintstone or Homer Simpson who was super into bowling. Um, and that dawned on me of like being careful about the level of obsessive I am with my nerdisms, you know. When I die, I don't want a funeral full of, well, first of all, I don't want a funeral. I just want to be cremated and thrown in the garbage. But um, I don't want everybody showing up with like Mario shirts on and I don't want that. I don't want to be remembered in this on this planet for the various media franchises I just happen to be into. That to me is extremely depressing to no end. And I don't know. That just did not sit well with me whatsoever. Whatsoever. My eye is so itchy. I need to put a little more ointment on there. Like I said at the beginning of this episode, I've got a sty. Try not to rub it or scratch it or irritate it, but damn, it's hard to do. Um, but I don't know. I've obsessed over this shelf back here in the background ever since I first set it up. You know, it's gone through I don't know how many iterations, and some days I worry about somebody walking in my room. Like, what if a relative I haven't seen in years and years or decades comes to visit for whatever reason, and they walk in here? Are they going to immediately like lose respect for me because my room comes off as a child's room with Pokemon and dinosaur stuff everywhere? Or are they going to recognize me as hello, fellow adult? You know what I mean? That lives rent free in my head. I don't know why that lives rent free in my head, but it does. I'm constantly conscious and stressing about that. Like, I don't know. I guess it's a fitting in issue because I sure as fuck didn't fit in as a kid with the other kids. You know, again, I was socially awkward. didn't really jive well with the other kids when I was in school. For the exception of, for whatever reason, one year when I was in second grade, I had a little group of friends and we got along swimmingly. We played Power Rangers every day on the playground. It was the highlight of our day. We could not wait to get outside and play Power Rangers. Um, I'll never forget that part of my life. I ran into one of those friends years later and I brought it up. She said, "Oh, you are so wrong for that, for remembering that, for bringing that up." She was embarrassed by it, but it's some of the fondest memories I have of my childhood, outside of like being friends with Tyler and playing and running around with him, like, because that predates him. We met in the fourth grade. This was second grade. So, but that was the only year that I had friends in school. Every other year I was just awkwardly by myself doing my own thing. I don't know why that year in particular stood out and was different. Don't know why. I guess, look, you know what? Looking back at it with some hindsight, I know why. I know exactly why. I had to repeat the second grade. I failed the first time. And when I repeated the second grade, I repeated it in those trailers out behind the school. Yeah. Where they put the special kids. Okay. You know what? I guess I ever pieced that together before. That makes sense. That's why I got along so well with them. But I don't know. I even at my big age, you could see the struggles are still there. Um, you know, I'm constantly stressed, constantly worried, constantly, for whatever reason, worried about what other people. I shouldn't give a flying fuck what other people think or say about me, but my brain is obsessed with it. It's like, you're not going to fit in. People are going to judge you. I don't know why my brain is so obsessed with the judging. Why, brain? Why? Christ. Look how much got left behind. Oh my God. Oh my God. But I think, like I said originally, the point to bringing all this up, I think if I just lean into the regression, lean into the nerd stuff, and go full nerd, might I be happy at that point? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm very conflicted. I'm very conflicted. I didn't know I could stand on this. It's a big spot right there. See a lot of dirt that I missed down here. Oh my God, that's a lot. Oh my God, that's a lot. Davis. It's not perfect, but it's gotten as much of it as I can with the naked eye. There we go. Do this little section. Well, I need the, there we go. I need the orange tip. Lord help me. Oh, we made it to 96%. I feel like most people, though, I do have good days and bad. I I have days where I'm like, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I'm gonna like what I like and be into what I'm gonna be into. And then I have days where it's like, okay, it's time to put on your big boy britches and be an adult. You know what I mean? I go back and forth and have such whiplash with that. Just so incapable of like just picking one of the two. And I'm pretty sure psychiatrists or psychologists or whatever could hear everything I'm saying and probably would have a good explanation for what's happening in my head. But I don't have access to that. So I don't really know. I don't know what to make of it. Maybe somebody in the future will take all of these episodes and put together like a some sort of put the pieces together. Maybe I'll be used as an example. Maybe I'm a good teaching moment. I don't know. I don't know. How? Was there still dirt? Oh no, I missed all of this. It's not easy to get it when you're down here on the ground. Lord. Better. Now it's time to start getting the little touch-up spaces that I missed. And Sir Boatington will be done. I missed a good bit right here. Okay. Oh, no, you know what? Nope. No, we're not doing that. We're not about to break my arm. Just trying to reach. But I have a perfectly good back scratcher. Back scratcher. Oh no, it fell. Oh, I got another one in my desk. Still got old Boney. We haven't seen him in a while, but he's still here on my he's still here at my desk. Oh my god. That is a lot. How did I miss that much on its ass? Okay. Let me get her out here. How? I don't know how you still have dirt. I hear a cat. Oh yeah, all the cats are up on the roofs because that's not creepy at all, Mr. Kitties. Yeah. Okay. Take a look around up top. Ping. Hmm. Anything at all. Anything at all. All right, we'll have to bridge windows. Okay. Deck walls. Next, mast. Yeah. Yep, I see it. But how do I get to that? That is the question. Probably. Sweet Jesus. Probably by going all the way up here. I venture. I guess. There's a lot of dirt on this side. Oh my god. This is gonna be tricky. Okay. Oh no. How do I not die? Okay. What part of the hole? Oh, fun. Where though? Like I'm not seeing any dirt. Nothing. You son of a bitch. Yeah, son of a bitch. Always one tiny little speck. Always one tiny little speck. Hmm. Porthole trims. What the fuck is a porthole trim? And where might I find it? Starboard hull trims. Oh boy. Okay. Let's see. Probably going to be down around the front. Well, no, only showing the one on the back. Let's try from a different angle. Okay, bitch. Okay, it does flash the whole thing, the whole length of the thing. We got all the dirt. There's no dirt. There's nothing left. Oh, I see some hiding right here. Up front, maybe? Lord. Lord. The Pelican. No way. Playing the recreational vehicle. Again? Wow, even in quotations or in brackets or whatever those things are called. Again, parentheses? What are those called? I don't know. Well, they're not quotation. Those are parentheses, I think. I don't know. All right. Well, that's what we'll work on next time. We'll come in and clean their RV. How dare you? How dare you make such a mess? All right. See you, folks.